Hey guys, Grayson Sports here. Uh, I'm a real estate agent in Phoenix and the surrounding cities, as well as Prescott and its surrounding cities. These are educational videos to help you guys feel more comfortable about the real estate process. Feel free to comment and and leave any suggestions for future videos. Also, you should see my contact information below and feel free to reach out directly at any time with anything you need. All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about closing costs. There is a lot of costs within purchasing a home, as most people know. So, we want to be able to make sure that we are planning for these costs, and as most people want to know what is included in all these costs. Um, Closing costs are the expenses that a buyer and a seller are going to incur to finalize a real estate transaction. What we're going to go over is pretty much your standard closing costs throughout a real estate transaction. Both buyer and seller are going to have different costs. Some of them are similar or the same, but some will be different. So, first, we're going to check out the buyer. A buyer is going to have lender fees. Lender fees are typically going to have your origination fee. Um, you're going to have an appraisal fee. There's going to be fees that come with your loan, um, and those you will see in your closing costs. Another fee is your home inspection. Your home inspection and your appraisal are the two fees that you'll have that will be upfront that you'll pay before the close of escrow. Um, your home inspection fee, of course, you'll pay the home inspector. Your appraisal fee will go to the appraisal company through the lender to get that appraisal for the loan approval. Next, you'll have escrow charges. The escrow company we talked about in a previous video, they help manage all the funds and timing and documents for your real estate transaction. And of course, everybody, they don't do it for free, so there's going to be some fees involved there. They're also going to help to navigate your homeowner's insurance, property taxes, if there's prorated property taxes, prorated HOA payments. They're going to figure all those numbers, and that will be figured into your final settlement statement that will show all of these closing costs. Also included will be title fees. You'll have title insurance. There will be recording fees to transfer your title from the previous owner into your name, the new buyer, making things legal and right. So now the deed is showing your name. And also the biggest fee that's going to be included here is likely going to be your down payment. The buyer is going to have their down payment due at the close of escrow, with all of the majority of the rest of these fees that are wrapped into your closing costs that are due at close of escrow. Then separately for sellers, you'll have repair costs. As you go through the transaction and you agree on, after the home inspection's done, and you agree on some of those repairs, you may have those repairs done, and those are going to be costs to you out of pocket before close of escrow. Also, title fees. Same thing as with buyers. You might have prorated property taxes, prorated HOA dues. These things are going to vary. Property taxes are paid twice a year. And so, depending on when those are paid, there could be a credit or a debit to the buyer or the seller. So, you're going to see those in your closing costs to make things even up to the exact date of the close of escrow. And then title policies. You're going to have a title policy that the seller purchases for the buyer. This is standard. This happens in every transaction. And then, of course, escrow fees. As mentioned, under the buyer side, there's just escrow fees that go along with the escrow company managing this transaction. How this will all look at the end of your closing period is the escrow company, title company, will produce what they call a settlement statement. If you've ever taken anything in accounting or you've ran a business, you'll get a statement that will have line item by line item of what the costs are, buyer and seller, debit and credit, and where all of these things are coming from. And we'll review that before closing, make sure that everything looks right, and that will show all of the buyer and seller closing costs. Again, this is just a quick overview of closing costs. These are the things that we want to plan for throughout the real estate transaction and have some money set aside for these things. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for checking it out.